Hello and welcome to the Infinity Podcast. I am Brando.
And I'm Parker. What's up, guys?
How's
Been a
it
while.
going? Not sure if anyone's actually going to show up in the chat because last time when I did it with Ricky, no one showed up. Um yeah, so today we're going to talk about Star Wars, but we both did want to address the Logan Paul situation.
Yeah,
So
because there's stuff that needs to be said for sure.
so I've made my opinions clear through Twitter and Facebook and all those things. So you explain your opinions first.
Okay, well, here's the thing, right? So yes, Logan Paul did something stupid. We all know that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I understand that everyone feels a certain way. Okay, well, hold on. Okay. So to put it bluntly, I'm tired of people trying to crucify Logan Paul. I'm not saying I agree with what he did before you all start freaking out. The problem is that everyone thinks Logan Paul laughed at the dead body. Everyone thinks Logan Paul is a scumbag. His channel needs to be taken down. He was oblivious. He's sick. He did this on purpose. And no. Yes, he deliberately filmed the body, but he's not a sick person. He's not insane. He's just an idiot. He's a big, bulky, idiot. All right, that's just the end of it. And he did something stupid. Call him out for what he did, but and just leave it at that. Like Aaron Paul's response was absolutely ridiculous because it accomplished nothing. It was like, you were sick. You disgust me. You are disgusting yourself. Like, what is that going to do? I'm tired of I'm tired of people always assuming the worst about people and then just taking that to the extremes, because that's what's happening here. Everyone just needs to calm down. Yes, he did something stupid, but he was in the moment. He wasn't thinking. And about the whole part where, he's laughing at the body. He's not laughing at the body. He's laughing just in general as a coping mechanism. I can tell, because that's look, that's a traumatic thing. Coming upon someone in the forest who's dead and who's hanging themselves, that's very traumatic. So you need to understand the fact that everyone copes with things in different ways, and you need to understand the fact that Logan Paul was trying to cope with this the best he could and the only way he knew how. He said in previous videos that the way he copes is through laughter, and that's obviously shown here. He wasn't directly laughing at the body, intending to disrespect it in that manner. That's just how he was coping with a traumatic situation. Now, like I said, he did something stupid. Okay. Just call him for what it is and leave it be. That's all I got to say.
So
Sorry that took so long.
I haven't seen anyone say his channel should be taken down. What I saw was I think it was Jacksepticeye and the guys over at Game Grumps were tweeting out that he needs a strike on his channel, which apparently YouTube is yet to deliver. Because he directly violated terms of service where you cannot show gore or disgusting content. And that clearly falls under it.
Okay.
Which they gave out a very Phil DeFranco reached out and gave out. Apparently YouTube gave a very non-apology where they were like, "We are sorry to the friends and family of the victim, and we also support the suicide hotline. Like we work with them." It's like, yeah, but that doesn't address whether you've done anything to sort of reprimand Logan Paul. So yeah, sure, this is horrible for Logan Paul. It's, in my opinion, a very disgusting video to ever upload, and you can argue where it's like, yeah, sure, the laughing was coping, but also he edited the video. He kept in the footage of him zooming in on a fucking corpse.
That's true.
I'm
saying, I don't agree with what he did. It was just stupid.
He didn't link his merch store. No, wait, yeah, no, he did link his merch store. It was right under the suicide hotline, as far as I remember.
Well, he's gonna do that in every video. That there's no avoiding that.
I guess, and I can get that because at least I on YouTube have it set so that way it automatically adds a all my Twitter links and stuff to the description when I upload a video. It's automatically there. I just add in like the top portion. But like I actually don't even think he edited it, because I'm pretty sure an editor, like, he had somebody else help him with the editing, and he still reviewed the video and was like, "Oh yeah, that's good." And then his apology on Twitter, which I feel should not have been posted. He should have waited for the video he uploaded. Was definitely just annoying as hell. Because did you read the apology that he uploaded to Twitter last night?
Yes, I did.
His whole, I didn't do it for views because I get views, and then he ended it. Number one, he quoted Uncle Ben, which I can't necessarily blame him for, because I feel if I was in the situation, I would have quoted Uncle Ben at some point. But he ended with a emoji and hashtag Logang for life, which makes it seem much less of a genuine "I'm sorry" and more like, this is just me covering my ass.
Maybe I don't really see it like that.
I seriously wish that the apology video that he did, where he says that you should not defend his actions, was probably the better way to go, which is weird because then his community is still defending his actions despite him clearly saying that they were indefensible. And he was talking about he was going through and he was like, what if a kid sees this? Like, what if a kid found that body?
Yeah, I know, and that's most of his audience. That was just him being oblivious. That was just an oblivious person.
Yeah, and
it's hypocrisy, and it's somebody being oblivious. That's as much as we're gonna really get from it.
And like, there are some people where it's like, oh, like they use that as an insult. Where it's like, oh, your audience is all like 12-year-olds. Like, I see a lot of people like yelling at Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. It's like, you only entertain like childs. And but it's like,
children.
Yeah, shut up, Parker. I immediately understood my mistake there. I feel, 1 minute, why the fuck isn't the camera changing at all? Camera should be changing. I feel like why the fuck is, can you speak real quick?
Yeah, hello.
Why the hell is, okay, whatever. I'll just manually swap between cameras. Logan Paul's whole thing is like, his audience is children. Like, he's from the Disney Channel. He has to be aware
on Disney Channel for like a second.
Whatever. Either way, like, he has to be aware that in this case, like, that does apply, where it's like, yeah, his audience is children, and he was willing to post a video of a suicide victim in a foreign country, put it in the fucking thumbnail, and still upload it.
He wasn't thinking.
Yeah, he obviously wasn't thinking. Like, I know Gaijin Goomba did his reactions where he didn't really look on like the fact that this dehumanizes the victim and it sort of takes away from the whole situation, and that, you know, it's genuinely not a good thing to do. But he spoke about the fact where it's like, people in Japan are already very wary of foreigners, and here's Logan Paul coming in and essentially disrespecting a suicide victim.
Well, see, okay, yeah, I see that, but there's also another girl who I can't remember, but she's Japanese, and she's worked on a lot of scripts anime wise and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this? Oh, sorry, I saw something fairly.
Parker's looking at porn, everybody.
No,
that's why he's not.
I saw something fairly concerning, and by fairly I mean very concerning. Anyways,
wait, you don't have a camera on, do you? Because I just realized it's only showing your profile picture.
Yeah, no, I don't have a camera on. I don't have a webcam hooked up to this.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll just keep it on mine then, because I saw like it's like, oh, the webcam is red. And then I'm like, oh, he doesn't have a webcam. Anyway, what were you saying about a voice actress or script artist?
So she was commenting on The she was commenting on the fact that people were saying, this is gonna like ruin our relationship with Japan, and it's gonna make things hard for foreigners. And she said that she doesn't really agree with that, and that everyone understands the fact that there are outliers in every society, and the fact that, and she doesn't think the Japanese are going to be too upset about this. And I can sort of understand that, because I understand the Japanese are a bit of a xenophobic people, and not like xenophobic in like, oh, we want to kill anybody who comes in here. They're just xenophobic in the sense that they're wary of outsiders. And
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that because like it is common sense where it's like, oh, they can't represent the whole.
I feel like it'll be fine. Really.
I guess, of course, though, I've never been to Japan. I've never really looked into Japanese culture outside of like very basic things I looked into as a kid, where it's like, let's see what ninjas were like. Oh, this is completely different than everything social media and like, I mean, not social media, like pop culture puts it out to be. I've seen a few tweets from people commenting where it's like, next time we host the Olympics, I'm not sure how I feel about like all the Americans showing up, but as far as I can tell, the majority of people are like, no, those guys were the assholes, not everyone.
Yeah, and that's that. I'm glad, because that's definitely.
And I get you can't argue where it's like you can use humor as a coping mechanism. Like I have laughed off many bad bits of news and just like I've used that before, but when you're editing the video and you want to have the argument at least that you're making it to raise awareness about suicide, you should probably not leave that in. Like I would not have left that in. I can't think of anybody who would have left in the jokes.
Yeah.
Like also I don't know anyone who would have kept filming after they found the corpse. I would have either A, completely scrapped the vlog, or jump cut to you explaining what happened and then going on the huge speech about why suicide isn't an option and listing all the sources for suicide and that people care about you and stuff like that. But I would never like keep in me trying to cope if I felt it could ever be taken as like, oh, I'm just joking or I'm just acting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, again, I'm not sure if he actually edited it, but he had to have approved it. And I feel Logan Paul, because he had people with him. He has a team of people, obviously. Both of them do, I'm sure. He needs, number one, if he didn't edit that video, he needs to get a new fucking editor. He needs a new one. And then he also should probably get somebody to give like a third opinion, somebody who isn't just going to say, yes, Logan, that's okay. He needs to have somebody who's going to call him out on his shit to help him review his content before he uploads it, so that way shit like this doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you could easily, like my 2018 video, I sent it out to several people before even considering making it public. Not necessarily because it had anything bad in it. It's just like, that's what I normally do. I have it reviewed by other people before I upload it. Also, like, I know Boogie was commenting on the video. I really liked his response because he did go into like how it feels as a person who deals with depression and stuff like that to watch a video. But he also went into the fact where it's like, and I was talking about this with Owen yesterday. It's like, if advertisers find out that any of their ads have ever run on a Logan Paul video, this could not, like, this won't stand for advertisers, we assume. Like, I feel like there are already many people who are in talks of leaving YouTube advertising again because of this.
Which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, I get that's ridiculous, but like that's how like corporations work. Like from a business standpoint, it makes sense. Where it's like if our ads are running on a Logan Paul video, some people will think that that means we support them, even though ads are all run through algorithms. CGP Grey did a really cool video as to how advertisements work on YouTube, and it's more so like the YouTube algorithm watches everything you click on, how long you click on it, what you watch, and then delivers ads based on what you watch. So the ads you get on a video are more because of your viewers and not because of you yourself.
Yeah.
Like there are cases like apparently there was back when Casey Neistat got mad because back during the Vegas shooting, Casey Neistat uploaded a video. He was like, any money I make from this video through ads are going to go to charity. And that got demonetized. And when you reach out to YouTube, they said, no exceptions. If you talk about things like that, you're going to get demonetized.
Yeah, but then Jimmy
Fallon
and apparently, and it's just like, oh,
Kimmel.
okay.
It was Jimmy Kimmel. But yeah,
Well,
though apparently, according to YouTube, all of the ads for like these big talk shows are all run through the PR team for the talk shows, which is also weird because that means Jimmy Kimmel, just because he's a big famous person, can sort of undermine what YouTube wants, which isn't good for YouTube because like what we want is final unless you're bigger than us.
Yep.
So I really hope this doesn't bring in Adpocalypse 3.0 because and YouTube's apology doesn't make me any better because I was hoping that they would learn. Everybody was hoping that they would learn that one of the big problems they had in 2017 was they're not communicating with their creators. They would just throw out changes and not tell anyone and leave creators in the dark as to how to work alongside the algorithm. And we were hoping where it's like,
absolutely.
And it's like, this was their first time to really get ahead and let us know what the hell was going through their heads. And they didn't. They didn't bite the bullet and say, oh, we made a mistake letting it up, or say, oh, we're going to give him like a strike or penalize his channel or whatever. They didn't do that. Instead, they just gave out a very vague apology to the family and then said, we work with the suicide prevention hotline, which does not bode well for YouTube this year. So with that being said, let's go focus on the more happy topic of Star Wars.
Is this going to be spoiler talk or no?
Spoiler talk, yeah. It's been well over 2 weeks. I'm surprised I didn't get any spoilers.
I was not a fan of the movie. I liked it, but I have a lot of qualms with it, and that's mainly because I feel like it was rushed, and the way they filmed it seemed like they filmed it by taking the scenes from Return of the Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back, cutting them out, putting them into a cup, and then pulling it out and being like, we're going to film it in this order. That's what it seemed like. And I understand the whole Leia's Force powers thing, which was cool, but that was also like, did everyone have to die? Like, you just killed off Akbar. Like, what the hell? Because Akbar was on the bridge.
Because, like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, Leia's dead. That's why, like, that's how they're going to cope with, like, Carrie Fisher not being able to come back. And then they're like, no, because you can use the Force to survive in space, you see. Even though she was clearly unconscious.
Another thing for me is... there is a lot of plot holes. Like, the whole thing with the purple-haired lady pissed me the fuck off. And what else pissed me the fuck off was that everyone was mad at Poe. And it's like, okay, first off, your bombers sucked, all right? Those are some of the slowest bombers I've ever seen, and they were obviously meant to do a ridiculous amount of damage, but they didn't have any accurate defenses. You're telling me one tail gunner turret? Like, you should have had, like, 30 turrets on that thing. Anyways, it's like, no one understands the technical significance of what Poe did, is that he took down a dreadnought. The dreadnought was specifically designed to obliterate enemy fortifications on worlds, and the cannons obviously had a ludicrous long range, right? Ludicrously long range. So the fact that they were able to keep out of range of all the Star Destroyers and Snoke's giant mobile foundry / shipyard / base is only due to the fact that they didn't have a ship with weapons long enough, or with weapons that had a range long enough to reach them. The Dreadnought did. Poe saved most of their lives, and the person who lost the most lives was the purple-haired lady because of the time it took her to react. Hey, the transports are getting blown up. What do I do? Options are left. I can't get out. I can't go to hyperspace. Idea. It should have taken her like 10 seconds, honest to God, before she did that. And I will say that scene was absolutely spectacular. That was by far my favorite scene in the movie, is when she hyperspaced through Snoke's ship.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
And not only the fact that it cut the wing off of the ship, but it destroyed most of the fleet behind it.
I feel my biggest problem, because I just saw it like around 2 hours ago. I feel like one of my biggest problems with the movie was like, I feel they went way too overboard with the force powers.
A bit.
Luke was able to have a full-on fight, despite being all the way across the fucking galaxy.
That was cool. That was really cool.
I thought it was cool, but then I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, it would take a lot, but at the same time, it's still really impressive.
Also, like, ever since like Disney bought Lucasfilm, I sort of dropped out of caring about Star Wars lore. Like, I think I have a Star Wars hand guide somewhere that my 7th grade social studies teacher gave me. But like, I've never heard of a circumstance where a Jedi was able to use the Force to be in 2 damn places at once.
Like, here we go. Now it's possible because of new Disney canon.
Yeah,
which I still inherently hate, because lightsaber colors are not based on the crystal anymore, which is stupid. Oh, it's your connection to the Force. Bullshit.
I guess, but I feel like that's one thing where it's like, oh, we're going to change your lightsaber colors based on your fucking personality. And then
let's
it's like,
cancel quite possibly one of the greatest TV shows, one of the greatest Star Wars animated TV shows like ever, to bring up Star Wars Rebels, because we can't handle the prequel stuff, and we don't think people like the prequel stuff, even though the audience for the Clone Wars was huge. And the new season they were planning would have been amazing, because it would have touched on things that fans have been wondering for years, like, for example, how Boba Fett got the iconic dent in his helmet. Spoilers, it was from Cad Bane when they dueled. Cad Bane was his mentor, but after a disagreement, they decided to settle it once and for all by dueling in an old Western fashion, and they both ended up shooting each other at the same time, but Boba lived because he was wearing a helmet. That's how he got the dent.
I definitely feel Star Wars: The Clone Wars could have gone for at least one more season to lead up to like Revenge of the Sith and finish all like these plot lines that people wanted to see. Instead,
because there were also really interesting plot lines with the Bad Batch and this sort of like genetically engineered super soldiers type thing.
Yeah, and also I kind of would have loved to see like a few episodes of the Clone Wars, like following like the clones that we've been following the entire like show, like all the little groups that we got to know, and how they react to Order 66, and then have that be the end and have that lead into Rebels.
Yeah.
But instead it was just like, and hard cut. Instead, you could have easily gone to up to like Revenge of the Sith, and then like maybe like a few days beyond where it's like, we got to follow, what was the group of ARC troopers that we followed through some of the episodes?
It was Fives and who else? Damn it.
Anyway, we could have followed like them as like they have to go through and like hunt down Jedi and supporters of the Jedi and stuff like that.
Most ARC troopers didn't. Most ARC troopers and clone commandos blatantly refused the order.
Except for Commander Cody, of course. You see.
No, clone commandos, not commanders.
I know. I know. I thought you said Commander for a second. I was like, wait a minute. But like, we could have easily done that. Instead, they were like, and hard cut to like 10 years later, or like 5 years later, whatever the fuck the time scale is for Rebels. I don't watch the show. I watched the stuff with Darth Maul, and then that was about it because they were like Darth Maul. Yeah, I feel like it's ridiculous where it's like now we can use the Force to be in two places at once. A power I feel Yoda could have severely used at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Also, having Yoda, the fucking Force Ghost, seemingly control the weather, like, I felt that was a bit ridiculous. Where it's like the Force Ghost can now like manipulate shit
because he's still connected with the Force. He's one with the Force. That's how
Force
he's
doesn't make you fucking Thor.
The Force flows through all things. Remember?
I fucking remember.
Yeah, so it's not entirely
and he was able
impossible
to fucking poke Luke.
To do that.
He was able to physically touch and poke Luke with his fucking stick, despite being a ghost. I was just very confused, though I do think that the scene where Luke like finally dies, where he stares at the horizon one last time, then sort of collapses. Not collapses, he fades away. I thought that was really cool because like we bring it full circle because one of the biggest moments or like most popular images from A New Hope is Luke staring off at the horizon, and then it's like we bring it full circle. I thought that was kind of cool, but then I'm also like, he was fighting Kylo Ren despite being several planets away at least.
Not fighting.
Stalling, whatever. It was a cool fight though. I really liked watching that scene. And it does help me explain. It does help explain where it's like everybody shoots at Luke, and he just brushes it off, quite literally.
Well, yeah, because he was a Force amalgamation, and it didn't do anything to him.
I thought they were gonna go with like he was using the Force to like shield himself or whatever, because I think that's something we've seen people do. We've seen Darth Vader do it, I think. But like, I wasn't expecting it to be like, no, he's just using the Force to appear somewhere else. Though, also, I felt this. It was a bit predictable at parts.
Yeah, and that's like, mainly because of how they filmed it. Like I said, by taking scenes from the other two movies and putting them in a cup.
I felt the whole reveal that Luke wasn't trying to go confront in the way he put it to like go help out Kylo Ren, that he was going to try to kill him in his sleep.
I didn't like that. I think that.
No, I mean I liked it. I was like, I felt that was way too predictable. Where it's like Luke shows up and then he's like, but Kylo was already lost, and then it cuts to them fighting. I'm like, I feel like.
It's like, wasn't your father already lost, and you saw the good in him still?
I felt it was a bit too predictable. It's like, no, he was gonna kill him in his sleep. He's gonna fucking stab this child to death.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh well, I was right.
I personally hated that. I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the new movies, and it's just incompetence of Disney.
I guess, and like, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a beautiful looking film. I feel like a lot of it was a bit too predictable. I felt the stuff with what's her name? Was it Rose? The girl Finn was with the entire film.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of that stuff didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff on the casino where she was like going through words like, I know places like these. I feel like a good solid like half of that could have been cut out. I felt like it was a bit I did like her initial scene where Finn was trying to escape, and then she's like, oh, I've been stopping people from trying to use these pods all day. And then she tases him.
Yep.
Like, that's hilarious in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I felt it was a very predictable at points. A lot of stuff didn't really matter. Snoke, I feel, I felt he was built up as like this big thing, only to be killed like the first time we see him in person, or like the second time we see him in person. He was built up to be such a big thing, and then he's killed off in like his first real big scene.
Yeah.
Though I did think the way he did it was very creative, where he manipulated the lightsaber. I was like, it's a creative way, but also Snoke is dead.
That's a
that was a character.
How long are we streaming? And
I have no idea. How long have we been going? I have no idea how long we've been going. We've been going for at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, so of course, like it was a good movie in my opinion. It's the same thing I have with all the DC movies like Suicide Squad, BVS, and Justice League. Is like it has like tons and tons of flaws when you really look at it, but it was super fun to watch. Like it does its job of being an entertaining film. It's just when you delve into like all the plot points and you really look at it, there's just tons of holes and inconsistencies.
Yeah, and especially like just if you're looking at it from a long-time fan perspective, for people who have really gone into the lore of Star Wars and understand a lot, not only about Legends but the canon.
There's some YouTubers
like a person like me. I haven't gone into much Legends-wise, but I know quite a bit about canon, and I know enough about Legends to be like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, you know?
I guess, but like yeah, and also I saw like, was it Star Wars Explained who did a video on the fucking gold dice in the Millennium Falcon?
I was like, dude, they're obviously Hans. Like,
there are people who are going through like, this is what the dice mean, and I'm like, you're looking too far into a memento. It's like you're looking too far into a memento Han obviously had that we're probably not going to get a origin for because they're just there. They're there to be like a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like it's a very cool looking film. Like I absolutely love the scene where it's Rey and Kylo fighting the Snoke's guards together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a great scene.
Especially with like how ruthless Kylo was and how like he was obviously doing much better than Rey was, and he was still overtaken. And like I absolutely love the scene where he's like being choked and like Rey throws him the lightsaber, he catches it and turns it on for a split second, and we just zoom out and there's a giant hole on the guard's face.
Yeah.
Split second, zap. I'm like, that was cool. It looked fantastic. But like when you look into it, there are some issues. Like I felt like them spending the whole time, like the whole latter half, it's like once we get into the space, there's no way out. But little do we know, there is a way out. We have to keep like Poe and Finn alive. Leia.
Yep.
So it's like, it's not a bad movie. It's far from great. I still much preferred Rogue One and Force Awakens.
Force Awakens was alright, but you can nitpick that movie to death. This movie did get nitpicked to death. You can
nitpick anything to death.
Well, no, I'm talking like inconsistency wise. Like you can pick both of these movies to death. But I feel like Rogue One has been the best done Star Wars film since the new trilogy came out, and that makes me really hopeful for the next spinoff they're gonna have, which looks promising.
Han Solo?
Yeah, I'm super happy with some of the casting that they did. The fact that the fact that Childish Gambino is going to be Lando, I agree with so much, because he looks the part and he can sound the part, and he's not just someone that raps, he's an actor as well. He was on Community for God knows how long, and he did a great job on that. So it's a really good casting choice, in my opinion.
I've heard so many things have gone wrong in development with that film
Really?
that I don't know if it's going to be good. I'll send you some links because I know Mr. Sunday Movies in his podcast did like a whole thing where they went about it's like they very quickly started realizing we don't think this is going to be a good film because like I think the director was fired halfway through and tons of footage was scrapped and added, which isn't going to make sense because apparently like a vast majority of the scenes were done through improv because that's how the director works. So like a lot of the scenes were improvised together and Disney didn't necessarily like the way it was. So, like I think the director was fired halfway through.
Wow.
I have no idea. I need to look back into it, but I don't know. I have no idea if it's going to be good. It comes out like in May. It comes out the end of May, which isn't a good idea when you have Avengers Infinity War dropping in May.
Yep. They're not. I'm also mad at Marvel because Thanos looks like absolute trash.
I'm going to point out, you can
Why
argue
is
it's like
he pink? He should be purple, if anything. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to point out, this is Thanos 5 months before the movie's officially done and released. The Steppenwolf thing, because I know while we were at school, you were comparing it to Steppenwolf in Justice League. Steppenwolf looked that way in the final product. Thanos looks good for 6 months out or 5 months out.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
I would still be fine with this Thanos, though I do feel he's definitely going to get a bit darker or change a little bit in physical appearance to not look like a raisin with arms.
Have it not look like Rick Harrison.
My thing was just a raisin with arms. Okay.
I'm Rick Harrison and welcome to my pawn shop. You can't tell me he doesn't look like that.
I saw all those memes. I'm excited for the rest. I can't wait to see who's going to die. I still think it's going to be Captain America because I'm pretty sure his contract is up after this movie or the next movie.
Seriously, they're going to kill off Captain America?
In the comics, Captain America was not Captain America for like 5 years. Captain America has only recently become Steve Rogers again. Well, this film, he is going to be Nomad. That's why in the trailers, he's ripped off all the America-specific stuff on his
armor
costume. Yeah. He's not going to go and wear the fucking Nomad costume because that looks like shit.
What's the Nomad costume look like?
I might actually be able to screen share it one moment. Nomad Marvel. Let me see if I can find an image. Here is the original Nomad design. I'm going to open a new tab and then screen share it. So where the fuck is Google Hangouts at in my thing? The fuck do I screen share? 1 minute. Oh, screen share. There we go. You should be able to see it on screen. That's Nomad.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't see Chris Evans wearing that. Oh, Booster Gold's costume is much better in my opinion. I love Booster Gold's costume.
Yeah, I would say so too. I like Booster Gold quite a bit. Poor guy.
Yeah. Booster Gold's known as like one of the heroes, like he's one of the best heroes you've never heard of because nobody cares about Booster Gold.
But Booster Gold has saved the world more times than most of the senior members of the Justice League combined.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like he's in the last few issues of Superman. It's been really cool because Superman can't use his powers right now. Or he couldn't for like an issue.
How come?
So spoilers for like the last few issues of Adventure Comics, what the fuck? Action Comics. They had the whole thing with DC Rebirth where it's like there's a character named Mr. Oz who's been manipulating all the stuff behind the scenes. Like he kidnapped Robin in the Detective Comics books, which lead directly into this event because he's been manipulating things, and they reveal that he's Jor-El, Superman's father, who was saved by Dr. Manhattan from Krypton's explosion, and he's sort of been manipulating things from behind the scenes. And Superman, even though like at the end they've officially like proven that it was Jor-El, Superman still has a hard time believing it. So he goes to the Watchtower, steals takes Flash's cosmic treadmill, which is what the Flash used to use to travel through time before he could just run through time.
Cosmic treadmill.
Yeah, it's what Flash
Like
used to use in like the 60s.
treadmill.
Yeah, it's a full-on treadmill with science shit.
Fucking god.
It's in the show, but they just use it to like it's just a super advanced treadmill that lets the Flash run and test out his speed without fucking breaking it in half. In the comics, it literally just lets you travel through time. So he goes back in time to Krypton and then realizes he has no powers. And like the end of the issue where he's like, I gotta go back in time and find out. Booster Gold shows up. He's like, no, Superman, you're about to fuck shit up. And then Superman's already gone. So Booster Gold follows him back in time. And Superman's like attacked by General Zod and Jor-El because they're like, who's this fucker running around causing trouble on our planet? Superman can't use his powers, so Booster Gold has to defend Superman throughout the issue.
Wow.
And it's really cool. I absolutely loved it. I really want a Rebirth series. By the way,
does Booster Gold get any more respect from Superman?
I think he does. I haven't read the latest issue. By the way, where the fuck is my issue for Doomsday Clock? Because I don't know if they're tying in. I just realized I don't know if they're tying in the whole Oz Effect Jor-El coming back with Doomsday Clock. Because Doomsday Clock is set a year ahead, and they only just now had Rorschach and Ozymandias show up in the DC universe. Which
I see.
Spoilers for that, because it has some of my favorite interactions. Because Lex Luthor, who is written really well, because I have no idea if he's still a good guy or not. I'm assuming not, because Bruce Wayne seems to be scared of Luthor buying out Wayne Industries.
Wait, Luthor bought out Wayne Industries?
And in the second issue, we officially, because the first issue was all about like what's the state of the Watchmen universe after the Watchmen book. Things were fine for a little bit, and then they quickly dissolved into nuclear war. Like, people are pointing nukes at each other because it's revealed that everybody was just manipulated by Ozymandias.
Yeah.
And there's a new Rorschach, and they're like, we got to find Dr. Manhattan because Oz has cancer and he wants to live. And then they also realized it was like, Dr. Manhattan can like save our planet, so let's go find Dr. Manhattan. And then this issue was they officially go to the DC universe, and it's set a year ahead. And Batman's whole thing is Wayne Industries is going to be bought out by LexCorp. And according to Alfred, if that happens, Batman no longer gets to have his gadgets because he has no way to fund the Batman project. Number 2, Lex Luthor will now know who Batman is. Number 3, pretty sure Lex Luthor already knew who Batman was, considering he was a goddamn Justice League member during the New 52. So I don't know where this stands, because currently Lex Luthor is a hero. Like, he wears like his own Superman battle armor, and he's a Superman. He's part of the Superman family. He shows up during all the Superman events with like all the other super characters. So I don't know where this stands in comparison to the rest. But it has my favorite line because you know how Mr. Oz is the smartest man in the Watchmen universe?
Yeah.
He goes to Luthor and he's like, we need like the smartest people. So Rorschach, you go find Batman. I'm gonna go talk to Lex Luthor, and we're gonna have them help us find Dr. Manhattan because he came to the DC universe. He explains the events of Watchmen to Lex Luthor, and Luthor's response is, "Did you really think your plan would work, you dumbass?"
Wow.
He's like, "That's your plan for like uniting your world? I have come up with plans better than that." And he has like one of my favorite lines where it's he's talking to Oz. He's like, "If you're the smartest person on your Earth, I would hate to meet the dumbest person."
Jesus.
And like that was the main thing. Batman meets Rorschach for like a split second because Rorschach immediately breaks into the Batcave. He also eats
fucking quick.
he eats Batman's pancakes,
What the hell?
and like the last page is Batman meeting Rorschach and being like, "You ate my pancakes." He literally like that's the first thing he says to Rorschach is, "You ate my breakfast." And Comedian is back somehow. So Doomsday Clock is really good so far, despite, obviously at this point anything DC does with Watchmen is essentially just a cash grab because of the Watchmen name and the fact that Alan Moore hates people using Watchmen characters outside of his book. Like everyone essentially agreed it's like Watchmen's one of those books that doesn't need a sequel. And then they were like, but what if we did a prequel? Oh, that didn't sell well? What if Dr. Manhattan created the DC universe? And like it's cool because they have a bunch of references like in the original Watchmen comic. They have references like the Superman comic book and the Batman comic book. And they make a comment where it's like all like the fictional characters in our Earth exist here. So I'm like, that was really cool. That was a nice reference. So yeah, what the hell were we talking about? Because we were talking about Logan Paul, Star Wars, and now we're talking about oh yeah, we're talking about Infinity War, and that's how we got onto Booster Gold. I'm hyped for Infinity War. I think either Iron Man is going to die or Captain America. I'm hoping it's not Iron Man because I kind of have much more of an emotional investment into the Iron Man films than I do into Captain America. So, but as far as I know, like a bunch of their contracts are ending very, very soon. So, like these last two films might be the end for like Captain America or Iron Man. And both of them make sense because Iron Man started off the MCU. It makes sense to have him die 10 years exactly away from Iron Man. Like, because Iron Man came out like 10 years ago exactly.
Wow.
So it makes sense where it's like, he's officially, like, this is Iron Man's whole arc. But also, Captain America has been replaced by, like, Falcon and Winter Soldier in the comic books for a while. Like, up until 2016, Falcon was Captain America.
Yeah.
So make the movie matter more if Thanos is able to kill a main character that we are invested in. And what better way to like prove NerdSync did a really cool video on Thanos, so it's like what better way to prove Thanos' strength than have him permanently remove one of the main characters who have their own films. Like permanently gone.
That would be crazy.
Because it's like so far we have no reason to believe that the Avengers can't beat Thanos because they've beaten the odds before and they've all come out alive. But if one of them actually dies, then we realize that this is going to be a harder battle than what it would normally seem like. Because like I think that even plays in like a bunch of comics where it's like a lot of people put blind faith into superheroes because they have no reason to believe they will fail. Because so far they've always succeeded. So super fascinating, super excited for Infinity War. Though I did hear the theory where it's like since they have the time stone, they can travel throughout time. They could easily take the opportunity to kill every character
and then
bring back some of them. Yeah, just bring them all back. Which I genuinely feel that's how Infinity War is going to end, where it's like damn near every main character is going to die, and then it's like all the people who don't have their own movies are just like, well, shit. And then they bring them back. So that's my thing.
Pretty much.
Do we have any other topics to discuss?
I don't think so, no.
So let's say, like, do we want to comment on EA? Because that was like last year.
Oh, fuck EA.
I'm not going to be surprised if Disney takes away the rights to Star Wars from EA and throws them to a different game company.
Good.
Jesus Christ, that was a loud good. I'm sort of mad that they canceled their the single player Star Wars game that one company was making, and then they were like, nope. People don't like single player games, despite within the last few years, some of the top games have been like Uncharted. Literally Uncharted. It's like, and I'm pretty sure like the CEO of Disney is already. Wait, what? The fuck happened to Batman number 38? I just saw a headline. 1 second. Stop blowing up the phone. Are you humming?
Yep. Sorry.
Sing for us, Parker. Sing us a song. You're the piano man.
Yeah. Now.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
That's great. I'm gonna. Man, now the whole galaxy is fucked.
What?
So I'm on Stellaris, right? And I've gotten to a fairly large size for my empire, but down in the lower half of the galaxy, a fallen empire has decided to reawaken. They're known as the Faerii. I don't Faerii. Well, they were the remnant, and now they're the reconquerors because they're going to try to go back and claim the whole galaxy again. And just on this note alone, everyone should have stopped like any sort of war, and everyone just should have been. Oh shit! Hold on.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Oh no, not one of these things. These things suck ass. Okay. Anyways.
I have a question. What group were you in? You went to Chapel Hill, right? What group were you in?
Tigers.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
So, anyways.
I was going to say. You go.
Yeah, let me finish this real quick. So, essentially, everyone should just stop what they're doing and start building up their military so we can deal with this fallen empire that's going to be ridiculously powerful. But people are still warring with each other for stupid reasons. And it's just like, come on, there's a bigger threat right now. Like, I can't be the only person who notices this threat and tries to do something about it. I'm just saying. Because I'm, like, super heavily militarized right now because of the threat. And I actually just unlocked a dreadnought. So I'm going to be designing that real quick. And while I do that, Brandon, go on to what you were going to say.
I was going to say, because my social studies teacher from 7th and 8th grade gave me this Star Wars Universe handbook. And on the inside, that he thinks Qui-Gon Jinn was secretly a Sith Lord. Because he's the reason Anakin was ever trained.
Oh, shit.
Because we had like this big argument because he was like, Qui-Gon Jinn is the biggest fuck up of the Star Wars universe because he brought Anakin into the Jedi Order. Like, he introduced Anakin to the concept that he could be a Jedi. What do you think of that, Parker?
Wow. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, it's accurate, but also I liked Qui-Gon Jinn a lot. So, I don't know. Anyway, this podcast has been all over the place. So should we just end it because we've been going on for at least 53 minutes according to YouTube.
Yeah, I say we end the podcast.
Okay. So, do you have any social media you need to plug? I don't think you have Twitter.
Nope.
Not yet.
I do have Instagram. But
have you ever used your Instagram?
Yes, I have, but oh well.
Oh, because I thought I followed your Instagram, and then it's like there's nothing there.
No, you followed the wrong one then.
Oh, okay. So everybody, that's another live episode done. Sorry if like camera quality isn't the best. I'm still working on getting a webcam. This year I will be doing my best to upgrade to a semi-decent PC. So that should be fun. follow me on Twitter at Brandovader. The Cosmic Nerd Studios has a Facebook page. We also have a Discord server. All those links will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified whenever we do anything. Also, again, keep an eye out on the channel for the next few weeks because, as I announced in the 2017 video, there's a new show that I'm airing the pilot for that I'm trying to push out. I'm getting final dates for the guest or the second guest as we speak. So that's going to be dropping very soon, and it's just a pilot. So if you want to watch it, that's fine because it's just going to be a test stream for the thing. Because either way, it's going to help me expand who the hell we can get onto shows. What the fuck am I looking at here? Okay. I just saw something really, really weird on Twitter. So with that, I will end this podcast. Bye, everybody.
All right.